Alright family, welcome to my channel Professor Fadams on YouTube. Today we want to do some graphic design and we want to design the BMW logo. Design the BMW logo, and we are doing this with CorelDraw. Alright, let's get started. So we'll open to CorelDraw. I have CorelDraw 2017. Okay, so this is CorelDraw, and the first thing I will do is to set up my drawing page. So I will come here and click on File, New, and I have a blank drawing page. And this drawing page I have here is actually in this dimension here. Let's see, we have A4. So the drawing page given to me now is A4. And to design this logo, I want a square drawing page. Now this is where we find the dimension, the actual dimension. The width is 210 millimeters by 297 millimeters. You can change the unit over here. So if you don't want to work in millimeters, you can change to, let's say, centimeters. So now you have 21 centimeters by 29.7 centimeters. Alright, to design this particular logo, I want to create a custom workspace or drawing page with equal dimensions. So my drawing page should be a square. So I will just change the height to 21 and press enter. So I'll get 21, and here will be custom. Alright, so let's look at the drawing page now, and we can see that it looks like a square. So let me press Shift and F4 to bring it up closer a little bit, and let's get started. So we'll pick our first tool, which is going to be the ellipse tool. So we come to our toolbox here and we'll select our ellipse tool right here. Now to use this ellipse tool, I'm going to start from here and I'm going to draw downwards to this point. But because I want to be sure that I have a perfect circle, I'm going to hold the control key, and the control key will lock it up to give me a perfect circle. So let me leave it this way. I know I have a perfect circle. Let me go and choose my pick tool and continue. Now I want to make sure my circle is well positioned in the middle of my drawing page, so I'm going to press P on the keyboard. This P on the keyboard really helps a lot. It positions whatever you select in the middle of your drawing page. Alright, so this is what we have here. Let's give it a color. Let me go to my color palette and select this color here, 20% black. Let me try 30% and see. Okay, I'll choose 30% black. And so when you check, we have filled it with 30% black, and it has an outline of pure black. Let's check that on the status bar, and you can see that the fill is this 30% grayscale, and the outline is black over here. So I actually want to increase the thickness of the outline, so I'll come up here, and this is the current thickness we have, outline width. I'll change it to, let's try 1 point. Let me make it 2 and see. For now, let's use 2. If we want to change, we will change later. Alright, so this is what we have. Okay, let's continue. Alright, I want to duplicate this circle and create a smaller version of the same circle. To do that, I'll hold Shift on my keyboard and resize this to a smaller size like this. And before I release my mouse, I'm going to click on the right button and release both of them, and I'll have a duplicate. And this duplicate is a smaller version. I'm going to give it color black, and here we go. So we have something like this right now, and I want to create a third circle which is much smaller than the black one. So let's repeat the process. I press the shift key and I resize, and when I get to a desirable size, don't forget what to do. We will right click and release. Bingo, we have it. Now let's color that white, and we have this design here. All right, now the next thing we will do is to create 4 colors within this white circle. So we'll begin by drawing 2 lines across in the middle, and we will use that to shape our colors. All right, so let's do that. To ensure that I get a perfect drawing, I'm going to pick my guidelines to help me. So at the top here on the ruler, I'm going to come in between the ruler and just click and drag, and when I do that, CorelDraw will give me a guide, and this is a line that is just a guide to help me align my work, but it will not be part of the main document when we finish. When you print, they are not going to show, they are just guidelines. Let me pick one from the ruler here. I come in the middle here, click and drag, and I want to place it in the middle. Now I can't see the mark, so let me drop it anywhere and click on the shape and hold it again, and now position it where I believe it's supposed to be. Okay, I still don't have it. Let me move it a little bit closer to the left, and let me see. It's still not perfect. Remember, as a graphic designer, you want a perfect work. Now we can say it is okay. All right, so now I want to draw 2 lines across in the middle. So I'll go to my toolbox and I'll look for a line. I think I'm going to find a line here. Let me click on this arrow. Remember, when you come to the toolbox and you see the arrow next to any tool, it simply means there are more tools within it. So when you click and hold, more tools will pop up. So I can see the 2-point line. I'm going to use that. I come here and my guide will help me. I click and drag, and I'll hold my shift to lock it in line for me, and I drop it here in the next node. I repeat over here. I click and drag, hold shift, get here, and release to create the next node. I think I have what I need. Now let's continue. In CorelDraw, after doing any work with any tool, just go back and select the pick tool. Don't move around with any other tool apart from this one right here. So that's what I'm going to use next, and I want to select a smart fill color. So we have interactive fill and we have smart fill. Let me pick the smart fill tool, and with the smart fill I'm going to click here to create a smart fill. Click here to create a smart fill. This smart fill tool is very intelligent. It doesn't need a shape to fill. Once it can detect an enclosement, it's going to fill it. So I filled these 2 colors, and this is a color they gave me. Let me try and change it and see to another color. And let me click here and see All right, I just want to create this effect here to differentiate between them. All right, so let's continue. All right, so the next thing I will do is to select my pick tool and click in these 4 boxes and give them the actual colors I want to use. So let me come to my color palette and find the true colors for the logo. Let me click on this blue. This blue is not cool. Let me try this. This is not okay for me. Let me click and hold to review more colors here and see if I'll get one. I'm not okay. Let me try here. Okay, so I do not have the colors I want. Let me choose this blue. I'm sure this blue should work fine. The only reason why it's not working here or looking okay is simply because it is showing in a CMYK view, even though it's supposed to be an RGB color. So let's work with it this way. When we finish and it's not okay, we can see what to do. Let me change the yellows here to white and leave them like this. Okay, right now I want to write BMW across here, but before then let me delete my guidelines. I can click on them, click on the guideline, press delete and it's gone. Press delete and it's gone. There's one more here. I click on it, press delete and it's gone. So I'm going to write BMW. So I'll take my text tool here, I click on it and I will click somewhere and I'm going to write my BMW. So I'll go ahead and type BMW. Okay, BMW. This is a company logo. Some people say be my wife, but this is not be my wife. This is a company. All right, so let's give it the right font, and I think I'm going to go with Arial Black. Arial Black will look very nice. Let me just give it a color. I'll change it later. Let me give it this color, and let me show you what to do. Come to the text menu here and look for fit to path. Fit text to path. Click on it, and now you can bring the BMW here and fix it to the path we have here. Actually, we want it somewhere here like this. Just click OK. We can edit it later. And what else can we do? Let me pick my shape tool and open them up a little. Okay, let's see if this will be fine. Pick 2 again, and let me actually reduce the size of the text. I'm seeing 107. I want to change it to 90. This 90, let me move it up. Okay, and let me change it to 95. BMW. Now it needs to be positioned well, so let me zoom in and work on the positioning. The M should definitely be exactly at the center, and I think it's fine. Let me click on it once, click on it twice. Now it's selected this way. If you select it once, it's going to select the entire shape here. Click on it twice, then you have only the text, and we can change the color to white. Okay, so now we have something like this. Let's go with this, and let's see what we can do. Now let me click on the black here and work on its transparency. So I'll come here and pick the transparency tool, and I'm going to apply some transparency. I'll come here and drag across to this point, and I want to create some transparency effect, so I will work on it till it looks the way I want it to look, so that we have some feeling of embossment and transparency within it. So we will use what we can to make it look the way we want it to look. So we just need to position everything well. Let me keep this here and see. I think this effect is not bad. Let me click here and let me try enlarging the black. So I'll just, right after applying the transparency, I'm going to hold shift and I'm going to enlarge it a little. I want it to get to the edge a little bit like this to create this nice effect here. Let me do that again. Alright, so we want it to look okay, and we want it to get to the edge a little bit more. Let me reduce it a little, just a little, just a little. I think it's okay now. Alright, so let's continue working. We will still make it better. Alright, so this BMW, click again. Let me see if I can make it 97. Okay, 97 is here, and the logo is coming together, but we still have a lot more to do. So let's see what we can do. The first thing I will do is to check the outline color here, the black one, the outer one. I'll click on it and I'm going to change the color to, I'm going to reduce the blackness in it. So I'm giving it 50% black. Let me try 40. Okay. Let's go to 50%. Okay, we'll use 40% black. 40% black. Alright, so this is what we will use here, and let's go ahead and work inside here. So what I will do now is to select this shape here, hold shift and select this one, and I'm going to weld them. So I'll come up here and select weld. So I select weld and the two shapes are welded. Alright, so I want to select an interactive field this time. So I'll come here and select the interactive field too. Remember, before we use a smart field, this time we are using the interactive field tool. So I click on interactive field, and the first thing I will do is to come to the properties up here and change the type of interactive field to this one right here that says fountain fill, and I will select the elliptical fountain fill. So we have something like this, and with this we can see that we have some nice effects in the middle. Now the colors I'm seeing here, I'm not really satisfied because these are CMYK colors. When you look on your color palette, we have one color palette here, and this particular color palette, if you check it, I think this is a default color palette, which is CMYK. So we are going to add one more color palette, and to do that we will go to Window, Color Palette, and let's add the RGB. We have the default and CMYK, but let's add the RGB, and another color palette has been added. Now when you look at the RGB colors, you can immediately see that the colors look a little different. This is blue, but blue looks different here. This is blue, but blue here also looks different. So we are going to choose colors from the CMYK, sorry, the RGB color palette. So this is selected, so let me pick a color from here. I will scroll down, and I think I'm going to select the sky blue, and the sky blue is giving me this effect. And I'm not okay. Let me choose a different one. This is baby blue. Let's see the main blue now. This is bad. Baby blue. Let me click and hold baby blue and see if I'll get a better blue. So let me try one of the blues here, like this. Let's go back again. Baby blue. Click and hold and pick one of the colors. Let me try this. Okay, so I think let's experiment with this. Now there are two colors we are working with. One is a color for the end here, and one is the color for the midpoint. So let me click on the midpoint, and let's select a color for the midpoint and see. Let's choose a lighter color and see the effect we'll get. This is called sky blue. I'll click and hold to show more, and I'll choose a lighter version like this, and I think I'll leave it this way. Okay, let me select my pick tool and check what I've done. Alright, so before we finish, we will add our final touches. So let's go ahead and click these two white, hold shift and select the white here, and let's weld. Remember, we welded these two, so we are supposed to weld these two as well. So we've welded them, and they are in one color white. And let's see what we can do. Let's apply the interactive fill to this as well, and select fountain, and this time let's give this a gray color, and we want the conical as well. So we want it to be conical, and we want it to have some gray, a little bit of gray in it. So let me see, I think 10% of gray for the end, and the middle should be white. Good. So we have this nice effect. We have 10% gray towards the end part, and the middle is whitish, and I think this is fine. Right now I want to remove the outlines I'm seeing here, so I will let me highlight everything and remove all outlines. So I'll come up here and right click, and let me check. Okay, I've gotten rid of all my outlines. Okay, good. This is fine for me. What I want to do is to have an outline for the inner circle alone. So let me see what I can do. Okay, so I will actually take the ellipse tool and draw another circle holding Control to make sure it's a perfect circle. And this circle, I want to place it on top of the middle circle here. So I will adjust it till I see that I have the perfect size or dimension. Alright, now I want to increase the thickness of that particular outline. I will come up here, outline width, and change the thickness to 4. Let's try 3 and see. I think 3 should be better, and let's give it a gray. So let me pick a gray outline. I'm right clicking here. Okay, this is not bad. I'm using 50% black, and let me change the outline weight to 4 and see. I think this is not bad at all. Alright, so my BMW, I think I should move it up a little bit. And let's see what else I can add. Personally, I think the blue here is too loud. Remember, the blue we had here is too loud for me. So let me reduce it, tone it down a little. I'm adding final touches. So this circle, let me bring it here and drop it here and get access to my blue. And this blue, I'll click on the interactive fill to have access to the blue well. So let me zoom in a little. The middle point, let me draw this slider here up a little, slide it here a little. And this blue is the problem, so let me click here and see if I can find a better blue right from here. So I have this slider. I will use it to slide through, and I just want a blue that is a little calm. This is not too bad. A little calm, like a sky blue. Let me click inside here and change this one a little and see. I can also click on this or click on this to get different ways of coloring, or click on this. So let's see. Let me zoom out. And it looks too light for me. Let me click here. I want it a little bit dark or thick, a little bit more visible. The inner one, let me use the same, this eyedropper tool to pick the same color. Good. And tone it down. It's the same color, but tone it down towards white and see what I will get. I'm toning it down, the same color, toning it down towards color white. So it becomes a little lighter, but it's the same color scale. Let me zoom out and check it, and I think I am very satisfied with this. This is what we want. So remember to play with your colors until you get the right color. Let me bring this one back on it. You know what, I can just click on this and press P. If everything is right, it's supposed to fit on it perfectly. Alright, so I think I have a perfect work here. let me try and add a little bit of shadow to this B. So I'll click and click again and come to the drop shadow tool and come up here and select one of this one, but then I want to work on it to make sure it is very subtle. Something like this, and I want to increase the opacity a little bit to like 40, and I think I'm okay. So this is the BMW logo. I think we've done a great job. Let's select everything and group. Control G on the keyboard, or we'll find group right here. We'll come up here and click here to group all objects, and now we have everything grouped as one file. The last thing I will do is to save this work and also export multiple versions into other formats. So I'll go to File and Save and call this, let me save it in my graphic design folder. Call this BMW logo. Enter. It is saved. I want to export a PNG version and a JPEG version, so I'll come up here and select export, Control E, choose the same location and change the file type. I want to export as PNG, so I'll look for PNG, portable network graphic, click on it, WhatsApp logo.png. I'm fine, so I'll just click export, and I think I'm okay with the settings so long as my transparency is on. I will click OK. It's exported. Finally, I will export into JPEG. I go to export, just change the file type, save as type to JPEG. Make sure you have JPEG like this and export. The JPEG dialog box will come. I will change the quality to highest, and the color mode I will use CMYK or RGB. CMYK is used when you want to print, RGB is used when you don't want to print. I think I'm not going to print, so I'll choose RGB, and I'm going to click OK. Alright, so the first one we saved will save the original vector file in CorelDRAW. The second one, the PNG, will create a bitmap in PNG for us to be able to use for other purposes, like for sharing on social media and for using it for designing in other graphic design programs. And the JPEG is also there for sharing and also for small size designing. So I think we've done a great job. Let me press F4 and press F9, and this is a beautiful work we've done. Thank you for joining me here on this channel to design this beautiful logo for BMW. This is Professor Fadams on YouTube. Thank you for joining me. Like this video, share with your friends, and if you have not joined the family, click on the subscribe button and be part of us. So thank you once again. I will see you in the next video. Bye.